Who should create the school's mission and vision statement? This was a case study that looked at the Lightville Community School District, where the community agreed to build a new middle school to serve 450 students. It was the first new school in the area for 11 years. It's going to serve 6th through 8th grade. The principal was hired from outside of the district and outside of the area, so she's not a community member. She was seen as a visionary and a leader, and she will also oversee the building and hire the staff who will work in the building. She created an advisory committee that contained herself, 4 teachers, and 4 parents. The advisory committee wanted the principal to make the vision statement and just let the committee agree to it. One member of the committee, Miss Helen, was related to the school board member, and she promotes that rubber stamping, that whatever the principal, Miss Potter, came up with, that the school board would just automatically agree to it. That there is some ethical issues that are on the advisory committee. The pros of this was there was a public debate for the new school, and they agreed to build that new school. The community supports the new principal. They feel like she is a professional and is very knowledgeable. The cons are there's some public turmoil within the group because they don't know what they're supposed to do in making the decisions. And within the community, not everyone wanted to go have the expense of building the new building. There's a teacher on the committee that's related to a school board member and implies that whatever the committee comes up with, they can just convince the school board to accept it. The committee does not contain a student from past or present, nor any community stakeholders. And the committee did not set any norms and set any rules about how they're going to move forward or how they're going to hold and conduct their meeting. And the people on the committee and the school board see the principal as the only expert, even though all professionals on the committee can be an expert. Principal Potter is struggling with her leadership style on the advisory committee, and she's struggling with making decisions to move forward in creating the vision. Some things that we're missing from the article that would help with creating a vision statement is for people, there's stakeholders that are missing from the advisory group: students, a board member, community members. Data about the student population, as in what ethnicity, what's the socioeconomic status of the population that they serve, and no outline was given about where the team is going to go or what kind of information is going to move them forward. It didn't talk about the place or the population that they were serving, other than it was a rural farm community. And then programs, how did they want to advance with technology? What were the community values? And where does the district or the school see that they want to be in 5 years? Those things were missing. So how do we review and prioritize some information? Well, here's where we're at from the article. The community decided to build a new middle school. Then they hired Principal Potter. She was one out of 22 candidates. Then she was told that she would do the oversight of the building of the new school. So she's going to meet with all of the construction professionals, and she is to form an advisory committee. And they had started meeting, and then they had a couple meetings after that. What would I do if I was in Principal Potter's shoes? I would create norms, and I would assist the committee in creating norms so that we would have a guideline for our work. So we wouldn't have any hogs or logs in the meeting. So we wouldn't have anybody who just didn't want to participate because they were afraid everyone would argue, as the PE coach felt. I would have a plan. I'd provide committee members with the district's mission and vision statement. I would lead the group in brainstorming sessions about community values, where they want to be in the future, and other important aspects, like how are we going to get to where the school wants to be. I would invite current and past students to participate. I would have data on hand that would talk about who the school would serve, not only just the number of students, but the ethnicity, the graduation rates, and their current scores. I would evaluate my plan. Once the norms are created, I'd remind all members that we should participate. There's no rubber stamping. Everyone is a viable, important member. I would reference data to provide and continue to reach decisions. So what's the time frame that we're going to meet the goals in our vision statement so that we can move forward with that? And then I'd have that conversation with Miss Helen, because I think that she should not be the co-leader with the principal, because she has that relationship with her brother being on the Board of Education. And I don't think that that's an ethical way. She should still be a team member, but she shouldn't be a leader of it. And I would research information on new information about the new district for me as the principal, and I would provide that data to the other team members. I would continue to meet with the advisory committee and continue with communication about the decisions that we're making. I would ask for new members, and I would remove that ethical dilemma that was spoke about between Miss Helen and her brother on the school board. I'd again create those norms for the meetings, and then provide an outline of both what we are doing in the process and a draft of a vision statement, and distribute it, and then throughout our meetings revise it, because Principal Potter only started with a small plan, and she didn't have a direction. She was just meeting for the sake of meeting. The differences between Principal Potter and I was her committee. She lacked some ethical issues. She lacked preparation. She lacked data. She had members who didn't want to speak out, and they made multiple comments about people just arguing. So how I would fix that as Principal Lee, I would ask Helen to step down from her leadership role and still want her to participate. She just wouldn't be a leader. We'd create some norms for how we are going to conduct the meeting, whether we're going to be on time, what we're going to do, provide an outline of information and data for everybody so we have information to look at and pull from. I'd ask for new stakeholders to join us, a community member, some students that were either current students or past students, provide a timeline for expectations to let us know that we expect to have this timeline done by a certain date, to show that we're not just meeting for the sake of meeting. And then at each meeting, we would review what happened before and implement any decisions that were made. So how did I think that this related to our program and our program learning outcomes? Is utilize research from how to create a mission and vision statement, reflect on prior meetings and come back with where mistakes were made, and show how we are moving forward by being a reflective leader. And I would also look at decision making and how to be have difficult conversations, like having that one with Helen. And then program learning outcomes. I would be able to lead the team in creating that mission and vision statement, provide the process for a team and how to implement and review that process. And then my course learning outcomes, I would collaboratively meet with the team and provide feedback and have those difficult conversations and be able to reflect on the process and implement the new process. Thank you.